Hello, hello. We're back. Seems like I just talked to y'all. What is going on? Susan McMillan, again, thank you for becoming a new YouTube member. Mallory said, is it hot there, Brooks? Which is titty? Which is titty hot? Yeah, it's hot. Even OJ won't go outside. He'll go outside for a minute, then he turns around and wants to come right back in. It's been such a weird summertime. It started out, okay, OJ, that's fine. Go eat your snacks that Uli got you. Go on. Where's your snack basket? Where is your snack basket? Yeah, it's hot. Really strange summer we've had, okay? Rainy. And then it's like somebody turned the oven on and didn't say anything. But we have a cool front coming through. It's only going to be like 88 over the weekend. Sparrow said he ate the basket too. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Walking Dead said OJ has a snack. How cute. I don't buy him snacks. Okay? Uli does. Heidi Faye said, where's my snack basket? For real. Because of Uli, he has this huge basket that I got at a thrift store. And Uli loves to send him treats. And he is always in that thing. Okay? I don't know how he does it. But let's welcome everybody back because we have been talking about this case all week. And they snagged the bastard. They grabbed him yesterday. The fool was getting his haircut. He is a damn school teacher, my friends. Graduated from Oklahoma State University. Had a job in Texas. He resigned because of a lot of complaints from parents. Now, normally when I would hear that, I'd go, Oh, look at Jinbug. She said, I'll give you $40 for that 83-degree weather. Can you believe that? Andrew wanted $40. Yeah. I wouldn't give him 40 licks off my ass. So a school teacher, he resigned in Texas and had a job coming up in Arkansas. And well, now we know he has been arrested and charged with capital murder in Arkansas for killing Clinton and Kristen Brinks. Let's welcome everybody back. All right, so last Saturday, Clinton and Kristen Brinks and their two daughters are walking the trail at Devil's Den. Out of nowhere, out of the woods, here comes this guy, according to authorities. He goes by Drew, but his name is James Andrew McCann. Okay? Not exactly a looker. He kills Clinton first. Now, Clinton was on the other side, so he skips the girls and goes straight for Clinton. There's got to be some kind of motive here for him. I don't know. But he, in 2022, worked for Donald Elementary. It says, hello, my name is Andrew McCann. I'm very excited to join the Dolphin family as a fourth grade math and writing teacher. I graduated from Oklahoma State University, go Pokes, in May with a BS in elementary education. I've been a substitute for the past 2 years in Tulsa County and Oklahoma schools as a student teacher for the spring semester in Broken Arrow Public Schools. That's right down the road from me. So now he, fourth grade math and science teacher. All right, he also posted this. Our third grade team has a new addition to help us. Hello, my name is Drew McCann. Notice how he keeps changing his name? It's James, then Jim, then Andrew, then Drew. I'm thrilled to be part of the, I don't know what the hell it is, team this year as a third grade teacher. I have 3 years of certified teaching experience and a Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education from Oklahoma State University. You know, this is the kind of shit that really scares me. Okay? Really scares me. And his mugshot, somebody needs to hand him a Kleenex. Okay? He's got what I call a booger nose. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. All right, I'm going to start with this before I get to it. Yesterday, he was arrested at a hair salon in Springdale, Arkansas. All right? Adriana Ruiz. Let me go down to what she said. Yesterday, she said, so I'm cutting a guy's hair and I'm shaking because now there's cops and detectives. Told them I haven't swept up the hair in case they need it, and they said 100% said they did. She said, y'all, I'm shaking, mostly because it's starting to look like it could be the man they're looking for, but not too sure yet. Imagine how scared she was. Okay, let's go up to this. She said, update. It was possibly him. Y'all, I could have possibly cut the Devil's Den killer's hair. He left. Fucked up, though. I barely started the fade. Yeah. Arkansas State didn't even let him finish his haircut. All right. Then he's going to get a whole new haircut. He's going to get a whole new haircut. You better believe it. He got a new haircut coming, baby. Then she went outside and took a video. So while she's in there, cutting the hair, they're outside tagging the car. Look at this. It's kind of hard to see. There's no sound, but look at this. Evidence, all the evidence tape. And they already had a tow truck out there. Look at that. Look at that. Had to go get him a haircut, didn't he? Had to go get him a haircut. He's going to get a whole new haircut. And I hope she gets a lot of business. If you're anywhere near Springdale, Arkansas, go see her and get your haircut because she deserves it.
Killing 2 parents on an Arkansas hiking trail, accused of killing 2 parents on an Arkansas hiking trail, arrested Wednesday night.
Okay, this is from KJRH in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's going to explain, if I didn't already do it, his ties to Oklahoma. He's from Oklahoma. Go figure. Damn the luck.
The man accused of killing 2 parents on an Arkansas hiking trail arrested Wednesday night. Police saying he recently moved from Oklahoma. Our Braden Bates live in studio this morning. Braden, you just got brand new confirmation from multiple Green Country School districts that he used to work there.
Christine, we did. We're learning more about James Andrew McGann this morning, asking for confirmation to rumors about his connection to Green Country classrooms. Just in the last few minutes, Sand Springs Public Schools responding to our request, confirming McGann was employed with the district from the summer of 2024 to May of this year before he resigned to take a job out of state. I did want to read a little bit of their statement. It says, in part, the safety of our students and staff is of highest priority. Every employee undergoes a mandatory background check for the district when they are hired. Additionally, each teacher undergoes a background check for the Oklahoma State Department of Education.
Listen, there was no background check to be had. Okay, we have a whole playlist on this, by the way, if anybody wants to plug it in. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay, because I'm kind of losing a Wi-Fi signal. I don't know why. I went from 1, 2, I've got like 3, I got one little bar. I'm not like 5-bar Candace. Yeah, there was no background check to be had. The guy didn't even have a traffic ticket.
each teacher undergoes a background check for the Oklahoma State Department of Education. McGahn passed all background checks. And in just the last hour, a confirmation from Broken Arrow Public Schools was made official. That statement says, in part, the man who was arrested in Arkansas for the murders at Devil's Den State Park was a teacher for Broken Arrow Public Schools during the 23-24 school year. He was a fifth grade teacher at Spring Creek Elementary. And that goes on to say, with all employees hired by the district, he was subjected to pass the legally required background checks prior to being hired. Both districts offering their thoughts and prayers to the victims and their families.
Okay, look at that picture, not to be gross, to the right of your screen. You know, he's got that pig nose. It like turns up so you can see straight into it. You can almost see his brain. Got those boogers in there. You know, clean that up, dude. Clean that up. Now, I know a lot of people say he looks nothing like the sketch. Well, so be it. That sketch was relayed from a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old. Okay, they did the best they could. All right, they did the best they could. That's why I said on the show, what was it, yesterday? I said he looks like anybody. Scruff, a little bit of scruff, which obviously he shaved, has a hat on. He's basically any white dude, medium build, in Oklahoma, Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, Missouri. Clean that up, dude. That's a sinus problem.
Both districts offering their thoughts and prayers to the victims and their families. 2 News also seeing reports he may have substituted at Tulsa Public Schools. We've reached out to that district for official confirmation. As we continue to work to learn more about his history, we'll let you know when we hear back. McGahn was arrested and taken into custody Wednesday after a days-long search.
I want to be clear that if you commit a violent, senseless act here in our state, our law enforcement will hunt you down and bring you to justice, because that's what the people of Arkansas frankly deserve.
She's a badass. I absolutely love Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Fuck around, find out is what she said. I think it was Danny Dane in chat yesterday saying, oh no, those troopers are going to find him. And they did. They pulled his ass right out of that chair. Didn't even wait for him to get his damn fade done. Had everything loaded up. They knew what they were there to do. They grabbed his ass out of that chair. They whipped the dog shit out of him too. And good.
Here in our state, our law enforcement will hunt you down and bring you to justice, because that's what the people of Arkansas frankly deserve. That's what they've asked for. And that's what this team has been able to deliver this week. And we're very grateful for their work.
Arkansas authorities say McGahn is suspected of killing parents Clinton and Kristen Brink, who were walking a trail in Devil's Den State Park with their daughters. Police have confirmed the 2 young girls were not harmed. McGahn facing 2 counts of capital murder. We're working to get you the latest on McGahn's ties to Oklahoma, and we'll make sure to give you any updates we receive on all of the 2 News platforms. In studio, Braden Bates, 2 News, Oklahoma.
Sickening. 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 Jen said he looks full on possessed. Oh, he does. He does. He got something wrong with him, that's for sure. What could the motive be? What? Obviously, we won't know for a while, but I mean, this all erupted yesterday. Hell, had the governor in Northwest Arkansas. She wasn't having it. She basically told the troopers, don't care what you have going on. This is going to be taken care of right now. Jen said, could you imagine you go to a parent-teacher conference and it's that demon? Well, you know, he left that school. He's left 2 because of parent complaints. Now, I don't know. I'm not a teacher. I'd have to ask my cousin. She's a teacher over in Bristow, Oklahoma. how those complaints could follow you from job to job. I guess it depends on the complaint because let's face it, some parents complain for no reason because they don't want to admit that they have shithead kids. In this case, I'm going to say that they probably had every reason to complain. Okay? Every reason.
All right, we are breaking into our regular programming for just a few moments to set up what will take place at 9:30 this afternoon or this evening. There will be a press conference at the Arkansas State Police Troop headquarters in Lowell. The governor will be there along with state police officials, all to announce that there has been an arrest made in the Devil's Den double murder. If we have a picture, we could maybe try to show that, or we can just real quickly read the press.
Right here.
There's the picture. His name is James McCann. He is 28 years old. He's from Springdale. He was arrested in connection with the double.
He's a twerp. He's a twerp. Look at him. Look at him. And no offense to Clinton Brinks or to Krista, but I look at this twerp and I'm thinking, hell, I could have fought him off. It really makes me wonder what was the plan of attack? It couldn't have just been as the way it's been described in the papers. It had to have been like a real sneaky attack, because Clinton's a big dude. Clinton's a big dude. Tennessee DJ said the TBI has now named a suspect in the murder of the 4 family members. I know, girl. I know. I'm trying to get caught up. We got a lot going on, my friends, and I'm so glad they did that.
Homicide that took place on Saturday at Devil's Den State Park. Mm-hmm. He was arrested and taken into custody at a Springdale business just before 5 o'clock.
Yes. And so, as we know, this happened on Saturday at Devil's Den. There's been a manhunt going on up until this point. And now this is the information we're learning right now from Arkansas State Police that this person has been arrested. Now, Governor Sanders released a statement about this. She said, "No news can heal the enormous harm done to the Brink family in last weekend's crime, but this announcement is a comfort and reassurance for our state." She says she's so proud of all the law enforcement that has helped bring this arrest to happen. And I'm sure we'll hear more from her, obviously, at that press conference.
Yeah, she's going to be there along with the state police colonel who is going to be there as well. And who you're looking at there now, of course, are the victims of this double homicide, 43-year-old Clinton Brink and then 41-year-old Kristen Brink. They were fatally attacked while they were hiking with her 2 young children on a trail there at Devil's Den late Saturday afternoon, or middle part of Saturday afternoon. The girls who were 7 and 9 were not injured. We'll have much more about that as well too. But just to set this up, there is going to be a news conference, and of course we'll carry it live right here on 5 News, also on our website at 5newsonline.com and on 5 News Plus.
Well, once again, your old buddy Brooks was wrong. Can we go ahead and check that box? Once again, your old buddy Brooks was wrong. Like I said in the Idaho 4 murders, I said, it's going to be a girl that was after Ethan. Okay. Like I said with Summer Wells, this is going to be solved by the end of the weekend. I said, he's probably going to be in this case, the suspect. I said, are we going to be in Southeast Oklahoma or in the Ozarks? Oh, hell no. He was getting his damn haircut in Springdale, Arkansas. Getting a damn haircut. Getting a damn haircut. You go and you stab 2 people to death last Saturday on a hiking trail. You drive around in the same damn car you were in with a covered up license plate. Odd. And you stopped to get a haircut yesterday. Here comes the Arkansas State Troopers that grab your ass out of the chair and say, "No haircut for you today, buddy. You're going to jail." All right, so what little I can find on him, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot soon. After allegedly resigning, well, there was no alleged, he did resign. I get so sick of that word, and I get that sometimes you have to use it, but come on. Can we just say it is what it is? After he resigned from a Texas school due to concerns over his behavior with students, no red flags there, James Andrew McGann found new employment in Arkansas under a modified name. He started going by Drew McGann. No flags were raised. Less than 2 months later, he was charged with the murder of Clinton and Kristen Brink, killed while hiking with their young daughters. Police say the attack may have occurred as the parents tried to protect the girls. There is growing concern over gaps in educator vetting across states. Heartfelt sympathy to the family affected. You know, always gotta blame somebody. Always gotta blame somebody. I mean, how would you vet somebody that resigned? I don't know, but it's gonna come out. I don't know. Just Me said thanks to the union letting him resign so it wasn't on his record. There you go. Unions take care of their own. They do. You are so right. They do. They do. And it's a good thing and a bad thing. All right, so let's get to the press conference where they explain how they found him. This is from 5 News in Arkansas. There they all lined up. There comes the governor. I just love her. She's got on jeans and a cute shirt, hair straightened. She's not sitting there in some like Kathy Holcomb suit trying to act like she's all something that she's not. She's like, hey, I'm the governor. I'm here. I've got on my flip-flops and my jeans. And by God, we're going to get to this.
Going to come out along with Colonel Mike Hager. So let's listen in.
Good evening. Thank y'all for coming in late this evening. We are here in Northwest Arkansas, a community that has been absolutely heartbroken over the course of the almost last week. Our entire state is grieving for the tragic loss and senseless and horrific crime that's taken place in this area. One of the worst experiences that certainly I've ever had was making a phone call to the Brink family earlier this week. Nothing like that should ever take place. And for a family to have to go through and deal with that level of tragedy is something that no one should ever experience, and something that we never want to take place in our state. And while that was one of the worst moments, certainly one of the moments where we're the most grateful is for the absolute tireless and heroic efforts of our law enforcement and the collaborative effort from every single level, from our city, our county, our state parks, our federal partners who have worked together to bring this person to justice. And I'm so thankful for their courageous and tireless efforts that they've put forth over the course of the last several days. And I cannot thank them enough for the way that they put themselves on the line, not just over this week, but every single day, and the way that they represent our state. I want to be clear that if you commit a violent, senseless act here in our state, our law enforcement will hunt you down and bring you to justice, because that's what the people of Arkansas frankly deserve. That's what they've asked for. And that's what this team has been able to deliver this week. And we're very grateful for their work. I want to finish by saying that I ask all Arkansans to join me in lifting the Brink family and their 2 precious daughters up in prayer. and to continue after these next few days to continue to pray for them, because it's a long road ahead and the grieving process has just begun.
Good for them. Good for them. She is awesome. She's a badass. I know some people don't like her. Has nothing to do with me, what people think about other people. But let me tell you what, she's a badass. Uh-oh, we got some Razorback fans in here. Look at that. Woo, pig sweet. Look at you go. Pull him out of the damn hairdresser chair.
And I hope that our entire state will wrap their arms around this family and comfort them in a way that no other place can other than Arkansas. Thank you again for all of the efforts of those who are standing here with me tonight. And with that, I'll turn it over to Colonel Mike Hager, the head of State Police.
Thank you, Governor, and good evening. Before I start with the prepared remarks, I have to say it's the greatest of honors to stand here and represent a lot of people that are not standing at this podium. They're not in front of your cameras. We have a building full of criminal investigators from state police, local agencies, federal partners that are unshaven. They looked unkempt. They've not slept in days. They've barely taken time to eat. I cannot express the gratitude I have for the men and women that have made this possible. Arkansas State Police Special Agents have arrested James Andrew McGann, 28, of Springdale. He's been charged with 2 counts of capital murder in the deaths of Clinton David Brink and Kristen Amanda Brink. Clinton and Kristen were killed on Saturday, July 26, 2025, at Devil's Den State Park. The suspect was taken into custody this evening at 4:57 p.m. at a business in the Springdale area. I'm extremely grateful for the long hours and dedication that our agents put forward in bringing justice to this family. The collaboration between state police and other local law enforcement agencies, our federal partners, has been second to none. I also want to thank our media partners for helping us distribute important information during these past few days. Because of their hard work and investigative skill, we were able to take a monster off the streets and bring relief to Clinton and Kristen's precious girls. And to the rest of the citizens of Arkansas. I'm going to turn it over now to Secretary Shay Lewis, the Secretary of Parks.
Good evening. My name is Shay Lewis, Secretary of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, and Director of Arkansas State Parks. Our hearts are with the Brink family tonight.
I would love to know the investigative process. How they went from there's no cell service in the park, don't have his tag number, don't even know where his car is registered at, to within not even a week. They find him getting a haircut and they jerk a knot in that twerp and take him to jail. And that governor's going to want the death penalty.
And as they navigate this unimaginable tragedy, we're deeply grateful, and on behalf of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, would like to thank the work and the men and women of the Arkansas State Police for their swift and tireless work to protect Arkansans and pursue justice for the victims and their loved ones. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to the many partners who supported Arkansas State Parks during this time, especially the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, the local law enforcement agencies, all that provided additional law enforcement coverage within our state park system. I'm especially thankful for the dedicated response of our Arkansas State Park staff, including our park rangers, and many others who worked with professionalism, compassion, urgency in the face of this very difficult situation. As always, the safety of our guests and staff will continue to be a top priority for Arkansas State Parks. At this time, I'll turn it back over to Governor Sanders for any questions that may be.
Something very interesting brought up by someone else. Okay, obviously the car description fit. What I said was, they got the description from two little girls. Hey, Boston. And I don't remember who said it in here. I apologize. Said they might have put out that sketch, which looks like any regular Joe anywhere, really, to throw him off and think they don't have him. They don't know who he is. Very interesting thought. So it's one or the other. Either they purposely put out a sketch. We've seen this in other cases. Idaho 4 is an example. Betty Smith said that. Thank you, Betty. Idaho 4 is an example. They already knew about the car. So when they were like, if anyone has seen this car, they gave the wrong year and everything. Well, they already knew what they were looking for. So that's to throw off the killer. Makes sense to me. Not to people like Andrew Hilt that says, well, until I see the paperwork, like he can understand the paperwork.
Available tonight.
Thank you. We'll take a couple questions if you guys have them.
Before we ask you about the details of this person arrested accused of this, do you know when this news was delivered to the victim's family members?
Yeah, I'm going to allow and ask some of the law enforcement who have been leading these efforts to step up and answer some of those specific questions.
So the question was, were they notified or when?
They were notified. This had to be big news to them.
Yes, they were notified just after we made the arrest. They were actually one of the first people that we went to notify. And as you can imagine, it opened up a whole different set of emotions for the Brink family. I'm sure that it was with a sense of relief, but also with a whole new emotion that they're going to have to deal with.
And then, of course, the last part led to this and talk about the person arrested, what you can't say.
So while an arrest has been made, we are refraining from releasing much of the information that led.
Yeah, they said, we're going to refrain from telling you how we found him. What really gets me is when I hear the governor and high-ranking law enforcement, okay? You can tell they're exhausted and they're emotional, okay? You can tell they are emotional. And it's one thing that I have to remind myself of quite a bit in these cases is they're human too. They are human too.
So while an arrest has been made, we are refraining from releasing much of the information that led to that arrest. We still have a lot of work to do in terms of, securing a conviction, because that's our next big focus right now. But we will release some details as they become available that we think are pertinent. The community deserves to know what happened and what led to that arrest, and we'll be happy to share that when the time is right.
Can you confirm, we've seen video of an arrest made at this Peter's Beauty Shop in Springdale. Can we confirm that that's where he was taken into custody today?
Yes.
So that was him?
Yes.
Do we have any sense of a motive, or do we feel this was random at this time?
We're not going to talk about his motive right now. We're still exploring and determining exactly what that motive was. So it'd be a little premature for us to speak on that tonight.
Anything on this gentleman's background here locally? We're getting word he might have been a youth teacher in the area? Is there anything of that sort that you can confirm for us tonight?
So what I'll say is he just recently moved here and had gotten a job to work at a local school here.
Do you know where he moved from?
I believe it was Oklahoma.
From Oklahoma?
Are you able to share where he was arrested specifically?
It was the barber shop that this gentleman just mentioned.
Did the public play a role in this arrest, or?
Oh yeah, they have lots of questions, and I have questions too. Just out of curiosity, I'm not questioning their fabulous work by any means. When they said earlier this week that they believe that the suspect has been injured, I surmised it as, well, they found blood that doesn't belong to one of the victims. So this is pretty fast work. And let's all remember, they got a ton of his damn hair too.
I'm just wondering how this happened. You have investigators and there's word up there. How did we get there?
So I will say that the public was instrumental. When we pushed out the initial information, we were asking for any video. A lot of the video footage that we received was instrumental in helping us identify this particular subject.
A lot of that was looking for a description of a vehicle. We know the description of how a vehicle was seized is being processed as evidence. The description seems to match up with what you've recovered.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Can you talk about the calls, the tips? State police had to be flooded with calls and how difficult it is to sort through those and vet through those and really get to the core of this investigation.
The tips were, I will say, overwhelming. Once we set up a tip line, we were able to manage those quite well. But when we have to have that public assistance, and when we opened up that tip line, we were able to see what the public was interested in helping us, and it was overwhelming. We were getting them from Washington State, we were getting them from Illinois. They were coming in across the country, so they were instrumental.
When we think about what's going to happen next at Devil's Den, is there any sort of worry or concern that we might see a repeat, or we might see a decrease in the amount of people wanting to go to state parks at this point?
Do you want to answer that?
I don't know if we have a true indication of what the impact will be. I know it has greatly impacted this family with their loss. And as we kind of look forward to kind of navigate through this process and look at reopening trails and reopening other parts of the park, we're going to just kind of take our time in that. Right now, they're going to remain closed. I want to make sure that the Brink family has time to grieve, go through this process, time for our staff to assess the situation, and then we'll reopen at the appropriate time.
Maybe one or two last questions.
We've asked for information, the overall assessment. Could that include possible changes, maybe surveillance cameras and stuff? It's not that we need those, but the things that we've been asking.
Sure. Even over the last few years, we are constantly in a process of evaluating needs at our parks for safety and security, looking at technology as a tool, making sure our staff, our park rangers, our law enforcement officers are equipped with the tools and the training to be responsive to emergencies.
Let this be the last one here.
It's been, a ongoing deal, and information has been pretty scarce. Can you talk to us a little bit about kind of the strategy behind that and why information is kind of hard to rely and want to share?
I agree, Jean Ellen. What a compliment. The public was instrumental. So when you hear other police departments, Hawkins County, Tennessee, say things like they just want everyone to stay out of it, then you're hearing not just the governor, but the top cops in Arkansas saying the public was instrumental. See, that's called credible tips. Okay? That's called credible tips. No one's going to solve a case. No one's going to solve a case with goofballs that have tarot cards and spirit boxes calling. Okay? It's not going to happen.
As part of the investigation.
Sometimes when we share information, it actually creates a lot of running down trails that we don't want to go down. It actually hinders the investigation. As some of y'all are likely aware, there was a podcast that really, what we feel hurt the investigation. The interviews that were done were spreading in.
Uh-oh, who could that be? It certainly can't be me. What podcast did interviews with people on the trail, but they said hurt? I wish they'd say. Was it Lisa K. Ruitz that said it was Ernie on the trail and everybody was calling saying it was Ernie Shell? Woo! Was it Broski that talked to the people on the trail? Interesting. Boy, I wish they'd tell me.
To emergencies.
Let this be the last one here.
It's been, a 5-day ordeal, and information has been pretty scarce. Can you talk to us a little bit about kind of the strategy behind that and why?
Oh, hidden killers. Eek. I actually like that guy. I do. I think he can't help what's told to him. And, since they're mad, that might cause a lot of problems for him. Purple Flower said it was Lisa K that knows nothing. Oh, man.
It was kind of hard to rely, you didn't want to share as part of the investigation.
Sometimes when we share information, it actually creates a lot of running down trails that we don't want to go down. It actually hinders the investigation. As some of y'all are likely aware, there was a podcast that really, what we feel hurt the investigation. The interviews that were done were spreading information that we were using to help locate, because the last thing we wanted to do was for him to be alerted that we were onto him, so to speak. And so that we try to give information that's going to help us identify this person, but we don't want to give anything that we don't want them to go underground. We don't want them to go into hiding. And so that's why we were very deliberate with the information and really on the timing that it was delivered. So that was kind of the strategy.
Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. And I think that goes for every case. Every case. Every case. Just follow what law enforcement is saying, okay? I think some of these cases are messes. Sebastian's case comes to mind by some of the stuff that's been put out there, And I just don't want if someone purposely put out false information, then they're just going to have to deal with whatever happens to them. This Tony guy, he doesn't seem to have a bad bone in his body, so I really don't want anything to happen to him, okay? We can't help what's told to us when we're trying to help, all right?
Just close out again by saying a big thank you to the men and women of our law enforcement, again, across every level, individuals who have stepped up and offered tips and information to our state parks team and their staff for everybody's collaborative effort over the course of the last several days. And again, we ask that every Arkansan remember this family and lift them up in prayer and offer condolences and comfort to them in any way that you can. So thank y'all again. And again, appreciate our law enforcement and prayers for all of Arkansas. Thank y'all.
Woo! That's a lot. But at the end of the day, they got him. Okay? I'm sure there is speed bumps in every case along the way, whether it's the media, social media, local rumors. I say everyone just keep doing what you're doing, because the more you advocate, well, a hot pan don't fry grease, does it? Danny Dane said, I agree, Rexy. That lady is butthurt over something, maybe not getting full credit, but she's salty. Yeah, that was kind of odd that just kind of came out of nowhere. And like I said, I think that Tony guy's pretty cool, if that's who they're talking about. If it's Lisa K. Ruetz saying that it was Ernie on the trail, go find her. She's laying in bed somewhere in Michigan, writing letters to her boyfriend in prison. Okay? So if that's all it takes to hinder your case, then I'd say step it up, law enforcement. That's what you're there to do. All right, you guys, they have caught him. Now, I don't know the motive. They aren't saying anything about their strategy, how they found him or anything. But as they release it, we will talk about it. We will talk about it. Okay, until then, I will see you tomorrow. Same great time, same great people, 9 a.m. Central. Thanks for coming back. You guys are the absolute best.